You can adjust video speed from YouTube settings. She only had $1.87. Out of that, 60 cents were in small change, the smallest coins. She saved these coins bit by bit by carefully discussing prices with the people selling vegetables and meat at the market. She negotiated with them, feeling embarrassed because she didn't have much money. Della counted her money 3 times to make sure. She had $1.87 in total, and Christmas was the next day. She had no choice but to sit and cry. That's what Della did. While crying, she thought about how life is full of moments of tears and smiles, but it seemed there were more tears than smiles. Della stopped crying and wiped her face. She looked out the window at a gray cat walking on a gray fence in a boring yard. Christmas was close, and she had just $1.87 for Jim's present. She had saved every little bit she could for months, but that's all she managed to save. Jim earned $20 a week, which wasn't enough. Things were more expensive than she expected. They always are. She had spent a lot of time dreaming of buying him a really nice gift. She wanted to find something unique and special, something that Jim deserved. There was a big mirror between the windows of their room. Suddenly, Della moved from the window to the mirror and looked at herself. Her eyes were still bright, but her face quickly lost color. She quickly let down her hair, and it fell long and full. Jim and Della Young really valued 2 things. Jim had an old gold watch from his father and grandfather. Della was proud of her long, beautiful hair. If a famous queen lived close by, Della would have proudly shown her hair out the window to look even more impressive than the queen's riches. Della's hair was shiny and brown, hanging down past her knees, wrapping around her like a coat. But then she quickly tied it up. As she stood there, she started to cry a little. She put on her jacket and her old brown hat. With a gleam in her eyes and moving quickly, she left her house and walked down the road. Della stopped at a store named Madame Safroni. All kinds of hair products. She hurried to the entrance, out of breath. "Will you buy my hair?" Della asked. "Yes, I buy hair," answered Madame Safroni. "Remove your hat and let's have a look." Della let down her hair, and it flowed down beautifully. $20, said Madame Safroni, checking the hair like an expert. "Quickly, please give it to me," Della said. The next few hours passed quickly. Della checked every shop for the perfect gift for Jim. She finally found it. It was as if it was meant just for Jim. A silver chain with simple links, perfect for his watch. As soon as she saw it, she knew it was the right one. It was plain but valuable, much like Jim. She paid $21 and left with 87 cents. Back home, Della worked on fixing her short hair. She'd given up her beautiful hair out of love for Jim and to get him a special gift. It was a lot of work to style her hair. In about 40 minutes, she managed to style her hair into small curls, making her look younger. She spent a long time checking her new hairstyle in the mirror. If Jim isn't too surprised when he first sees me, she thought, he might tease me for looking like a young choir member. But I had no other option with just $1.87. By 7 that night, the coffee was ready and the pan was set for making their meal. Jim always got home on time. Della waited for him, holding the silver chain and sitting by the door. She heard his footsteps and felt nervous for a moment. She often said little prayers over small things, and now she silently hoped, please God, let him still think I'm pretty. Jim walked in looking tired and serious. At just 22, he was already taking care of a wife and really needed a new coat and gloves for the cold. He stopped right inside the door, staring at Della in a confusing way. It wasn't anger, shock, fear, or anything she expected. He just looked puzzled. Della approached him, saying, Jim, love, don't stare like that. I sold my hair to get you a present. It will grow back. I had to get you a Christmas gift. My hair grows quickly. Please say Merry Christmas and let's be happy. You haven't seen the great gift I got for you. You cut your hair? Jim asked slowly, as if he couldn't quite grasp it. Yes, I cut and sold it, Della replied. Do you still like me without my hair? I'm still the same person, right? Jim glanced around the room, as if he was looking for something. Your hair is gone? He asked again. Don't look for it, Della said. It's sold, gone. It's Christmas Eve, Jim. Be kind to me. I did it for you. I can't count all my hairs, but my love for you is endless. Should I start cooking dinner? Jim suddenly hugged Della, then took a package from his coat and placed it on the table. Don't be mistaken, Dell, he said. No haircut could make me love you less. But when you open this, you'll understand why I was so shocked at first. Della quickly opened the package, and initially she was thrilled. But then she started crying, making Jim comfort her. The package contained the combs Della had always wanted, ever since she saw them in a shop. They were lovely, made of shell and decorated with jewels, perfect for her once long hair. They were costly, and Della had longed for them, never really thinking she'd own them. Now she had them, but her beautiful hair meant to be adorned by these combs was gone. However, she held the combs close and managed to smile at Jim, saying, Don't worry, my hair grows quickly. Then, excited, Della said, Look, Jim. She hadn't shown him his present yet. She gave him the shiny silver chain, glowing with pride. Isn't it wonderful? I searched the whole town for it. Now you'll need to check the time constantly. Let's see how it looks with your watch. But Jim didn't take out his watch. Instead, he relaxed on the couch, smiling softly. Dell, he said, let's save our Christmas presents for later. They're too special to use right away. I sold my watch to buy your combs. Now, shall we start dinner? The Magi in the Christmas story were wise men who brought gifts to baby Jesus, starting the tradition of giving Christmas presents. They chose their gifts thoughtfully. This story is about two people who, perhaps unwisely, exchanged their most precious things for each other. But if we consider the true spirit of giving, they might be the wisest of all, real magi in their own way. Dear listeners, if you want to learn English with engaging stories, subscribe to our channel, Storywave. Copying or re-uploading is forbidden.